the volume turned over. Hey, this is Russ Thomas with our Funcast for Friday. Very happy to have Travis Hopkins with me. Travis, how are you doing, sir?
Doing very well. Happy Friday to you.
Happy Friday to you, too. I missed there. It was a good handshake, and I just totally missed out. Yeah, I'm glad we're having you here today because one of the things we like to do on our Friday Funcast is kind of talk about not only the weather, but what are some of the events that are coming up around the community. And in this case, you and I specifically have a couple things that are coming up. One this weekend I want to talk about, and this is all kind of the theme that ties all this together is different ways that we can kind of hopefully making an impact on the community.
Right.
And by the way, a positive impact on the community. That's why I bring Travis along. He's so positive, it just sweeps me right into that. So, but the first one that's coming up this weekend, of course, we're going to get to the forecast for this weekend in just a second. By the way, Sunday, a little tease here, looks like a fantastic day weather-wise. You and I, along with John Hansen and Sarah Lean, we are going over the Fargo AMVET. So we've been doing this now for last 3 months. As each month they've had like a cook-off or like sort of thing. It's tough being a judge when people are throwing a lot of food at you, but somehow we managed to. Let's talk about what's going on Sunday.
Absolutely. Well, I love what they're doing over there at the Fargo AMVETs. And again, if you want to come participate, it's free to the public. Come on out Sunday, 1 o'clock. I believe you can even enter in, but it's going to be a chili cook-off.
Yes.
So we're going to be taste testing chili, and again, proceeds, anything that we raise helps go back to support the veterans in the Fargo AMVETs there.
That's fantastic. And it's funny because some of the things we've done, I think it was last year we did Spam. They had a Spam cook-off. And then this past couple times we had a rhubarb a couple months ago. What was last month? I can't even remember.
Oh my gosh, we did apple.
Apple, that's right.
Next month it's going to be pumpkin.
That's right.
I'm just glad that they're asking us to be a part of this. All this great food.
I know. It's a real sacrifice for us. No, I'm just kidding. No, it's we have a great time, and I know I have a good time there. We really do, and it's always when it's helping out, helping the veterans, helping volunteer. Last week we had Jerry Lewis over there. They had the Golden Drive there, the coats and the hats and the kids and all that. So anything we can do, obviously, to help the community in this sort of thing included. And like I said, we get some good food along with that. And you said public can come out to this, yes?
Absolutely, free to the public. Again, you can do free will donation towards because obviously it costs money to get the groceries, make the food, and supply that. So if you want to do a free will donation, it certainly is welcome. And again, you're supporting Fargo AMVETs and all the services they provide.
Absolutely. Another event you and I are doing, and I feel very blessed because you asked me to help you out with this, and I felt very fortunate. And so I want you to talk about this as well. Kind of it's Churches United. It's a soup kitchen that I'm supposedly helping you. Meaning, I don't know if I'll be helpful. I'll be there.
Well, we're going to be making some homemade soup, and what we're going to be doing is we're going to be making chicken tortilla soup. That's going to be our entry, and we're actually going to be representing Fix It Forward as part of the organization that's participating in this. And in order for you to be official, I needed to make sure you had an official Fix It Forward Ministry shop shirt. Here you go.
I'm going to put this on right now. We'll see how it looks over the...
So now with that does come with duties and learning how to do some vehicle repairs at some point.
Well, I'm going to...
That's where you and I maybe are on the same boat. Not so good with the vehicle repairs.
I know where to take it. Fix It Forward. That's how that works.
But very graciously asked by Churches United, because they are one of our partners over there at Fix It Forward Ministry. They send in referrals. And for the referrals that we're able to accept, we then either repair vehicles for folks in need through Churches United, or we donate free vehicles to their group as well. So great partnership we're doing there. But this fundraiser there's going to be a lot of soup entries. You and I are going to be representing Fix It Forward, our soup entry, chicken tortilla soup, and we hope that folks like it, vote for us. And again, we're raising money for Churches United, helping out the homeless here.
Right. It's funny because it's such a great event, and the theme continues to be trying to help out different organizations, but the theme also continues to be you and I either eating food or making and eating food. So I feel like we've really found kind of our niche here with this. No, I'm looking forward to that. That is coming up October 30th. And we'll look. We're not going to look that far at our forecast today, but I can tell you, I think it's going to be a little bit cooler. But so far, even the latter part of October is looking very nice there, temperature-wise. So one more, and I know we're jumping.
Just don't say the S word.
Oh yeah, no, I know. By the way, snow is what he's talking about. And then the other thing here, now this is kind of jumping into November a little bit, so something we'll probably talk about again before it gets here. But talk to me about the, I called it the wrong thing. I said no car November. That's clearly not it.
That works though too. That's actually not a bad idea. I'll have to run that by the team.
Yeah, exactly. So what is it that's coming up?
So you're going to be a part of, you graciously have donated your time or will be donating your time to a campaign we're going to be doing at Fix It Forward Ministry called Park It for a Purpose.
Okay.
We're going to be asking you to bring your vehicle, your keys, bring it to one of our ministry locations, and you're going to leave your vehicle there, and you're going to leave your keys with us for an entire week.
Okay.
You have to live life, operate, function without your vehicle. That means you've got to find all the resources we have here in Fargo-Moorhead, essentially putting you in the shoes of those that we help. Can you imagine trying to come to work every day without a vehicle, get groceries, go to church, that sort of thing? And this is really kind of just putting the awareness out there so that we can continue to help more people in need.
I think what a great idea, and it really does give you kind of put yourself, like you said, in the shoes of folks, and really kind of, unless that's the lifestyle sort of that you're already leading so many people, so reliant on cars, even to get, I mean, like a mile down the road, right? And now you're looking at, okay, how for a week, how am I going to other side of town, if that's the gym or that's church or like I said, if that's work, whatever it is, and making that happen. And I think you quickly realize how difficult that can become at times.
Yeah. And when you think about winter is coming, can you imagine having 3 kids and you're a single mom and you've got to learn how to get them to daycare and to school and yourself to work, get those groceries all without a vehicle. Right. If you're taking those Ubers, not to diss that at all, but that gets expensive.
Yes.
And some aren't near a bus line, and not everybody has a support system like friends and family that are able to supply rides. So this is really trying to just put ourselves in their shoes, raise awareness, hopefully raise some money so that we can, again, give back to those in need through free vehicle repairs and donations.
Right. Yeah. No. And I think, I kind of just spun it in a light that might have been, I mean, it's to say how difficult it is. Certainly that's something you notice, but also kind of that ability, okay, how do I go about the process of how hard is it to maybe rely on others or figure out, kind of maneuver different ways, and should you wind up, of course, in that situation, kind of have that sort of game plan. But anyway, no, that's great, Travis. Well, again, this weekend we've got the big event, the chili cook-off there, AmVets Fargo, and that is for the veterans. We've got the United Churches soup that we cook off that we have going on as well. Chicken tortilla soup for us. So I'm looking. So you're going to. I appreciate you asking me. So we're going to get together at some point, and we're going to make this soup. Have you looked at it? Because I have not. Have you looked at a recipe? Have you done this before?
So fun fact for you. I actually, when I was younger, used to be a kitchen supervisor and a chef. So I used to work at cheesecake factories. Hooters was my first gig. So I've done some cooking. It's just been a hot minute since I've worked in restaurants. So I'll have to get my feet wet and maybe test drive it at home and then go, okay, now we'll get to business. So
you got it, yeah. Here's what I do when I'm ready to make something at home, and I'm like, if I want this to be good, what I say is, hey, Heather, would you mind making some food? So, I get my wife involved in that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Pretty much. And she shows me how to do things, and eventually I kind of get good, but I just can't seem to do it as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm trying to learn from all this draw from these people who can actually do. That's exciting. I'm looking forward to that. Actually, I didn't know. We've been talking about this. I didn't actually know you had that background. The Cheesecake Factory here. So you've got that. So, okay, good.
Been there. It's been a minute, but we're going to dabble. Yeah, we're dabble. I think we'll be okay.
Yes.
It's about the experience.
Right, exactly. And then, of course, coming up in November, the getting rid of for me and others, kind of donating for the week, the car, locking it away, and just figuring out how we can make things work without that vehicle.
Absolutely.
Well, Travis, what I'm going to do here, I'm going to get to the forecast. I'm going to, just for a second, turn these mics off so that when you take that off, it's not scratching, and then we'll say goodbye, and then I'll jump back in here in just a second, do the forecast. All right, welcome back once again. Travis, I want to thank Travis Hopkins so much for coming on, talking about some of those community events coming up this week, including, of course, this weekend, Fargo AMVET's chili cook-off starts right around 1:30, and again, you're welcome to come out there. The weather is going to be wonderful. Really nice weekend. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to pull up, I got a couple things here I've got to make adjustments to so that you're able to see the graphics behind me here. And here's what we've got for you. Starting out, again, you know this, if you've been outdoors, really anywhere across the region. We got some sunshine this morning. It was very pretty. Then we jumped into the afternoon hours. Certainly, we've got a pretty good cloud cover out there. I think for the better part of the afternoon, clouds stick around, and then eventually we get back to some clearing, I think by this evening for some areas, hopefully. Fingers crossed a little bit earlier than that. Overall, the weekend is shaping up to be pretty nice, especially when we get to Saturday afternoon. And then again on Sunday. Let's go ahead. I'm going to pop up our graphics full screen here. A couple things we have going on as we talk about the Funcast here for the week. What do we have? Well, paranormal investigations at Bonanzaville. Let's take a look at that forecast for today, this evening. 56 increasing clouds. For Saturday evening and Sunday evening, very nice. 48 on Saturday, 51 on Sunday, clear skies, and then mostly clear on Sunday. A little bit breezy, especially tomorrow evening. Not too bad. Winds out of the west. So I'll tell you what, by the way, I want to thank Summer Schnellbach for setting this graphic up for me. She is a whiz at these, and that is something I like. All right, how about the pumpkin patch planter if you are heading out on our Saturday? A lot of folks, it's time to get those pumpkins right, carve them up. What we have for you is this. Temperatures during the afternoon in the 50s. We'll see a few showers, just a few in the morning. Very, very isolated. Most areas will not see any rain, but definitely don't want to rule that out. Field conditions is going to be a little muddy out there, patchy mud across the region. Certainly yesterday morning we saw a good deal of rain, so some of that's still sticking around there. Making it a little bit muddy. Next weather maker, here's what we've got for you. Focusing on Monday. Monday night in particular through early Tuesday, we've got areas of rain. Also, gusty winds are going to be out there as well. Now, we're not looking at a whole lot of rain in the rain gauge, but the combination of wind along with rain moving through going to make it it's a little bit tricky out there at times, maybe driving, but again, just a different feel out there with that wind, that rain. Definitely a time period there you want to be maybe indoors instead of spending a lot of time outdoors. Now, Monday itself, during the daytime hours, we're going to have some sunshine. It's not until the evening, then overnight hours and early Tuesday that the best chance for rain comes through. By Tuesday afternoon, we're clearing out once again. So again, as we look at that next weather maker, basically is going to have the most impact from Monday evening through Tuesday morning. And again, winds are going to be strong both days, but especially Monday evening and as we get into Tuesday. All right, let's get back to the graphic here, and you can see by Tuesday night, looking good, sky clear, we are in good shape out there. Let's talk about something here. There we go. Rainfall potential. And again, as we jump from Monday through Tuesday, this is not a big wet weather maker. We could see in some areas, I think, maybe a quarter of an inch. I think that's really about the most. I think this is going to be lighter rain. And again, some areas won't receive any rain at all. But that next opportunity to see that next system, I guess, coming in is going to be from Monday evening into Tuesday. Satellite radar, here's what we've got right now. Now, if you're headed outdoors this evening, there are going to be some areas. I mean, you're looking off toward James River Valley. There's some areas that are already starting to clear out. Same thing as you go toward Ellendale, Foreman as well, Lemure. You get up toward Fargo, Moorhead, areas north, we're definitely seeing more of that cloud cover. So we're going to start to clear out from west to east across the region. That's why I think for Fargo, Moorhead, by the time we get to late afternoon, early evening, really should be clearing out there, heading toward a nice evening. Friday night forecast for you. We're going to see conditions generally in the 50s, a little breezy out there. I do think it's going to remain dry, good news. So we're going to say holding on to decent weather here. Not quite the best there, but again, we're looking at, I think, some of that breeze is going to have a little bit of an impact. But overall, not a bad night. Getting toward the end of the regular season for high school football, looking ahead to the playoffs starting here in the next couple of weeks. So a lot of folks heading out to games. Seeing if your team is going to make the playoffs. Tomorrow morning's lows, we're looking Saturday morning at upper 30s to mid 40s, 39 degrees. That low temperature in Langdon, 43 in Fargo, 44 Detroit Lakes. Tomorrow afternoon, for some reason, those temperatures are not popping in. I can tell you, though, that we're generally going to be in the mid 50s out there. Wind gust planner. We'll see if we can get some of that on here. Apparently, I'm having a few issues with the graphics, so I might pull this up. Here we go. How about this? We'll take a look at our weekend forecast. This is where we will kind of end things for you. Saturday, 56 degrees, partly cloudy. I think more clouds early in the day. Then we get sunshine later in the day. And for our Sunday, sunny, 60 degrees, beautiful day all the way around. So again, a nice looking forecast. Overall, a nice weekend. Best chance of showers, and I think they're going to be few and far between, are going to be in the morning. It is going to be windy out there tomorrow. 56 that high. We jump to 60 degrees, sunny, less of a breeze on Sunday. Next week, we are looking at a chance of showers late Sunday, early Monday. But beyond that, next week is looking pretty quiet. And compared to norms, we're going to be at or above the norm. We're going to see highs ranging from the mid-50s to low 60s, depending on the day. I think the cooler days come Tuesday, Wednesday, the warmer days Monday, and then book ending on Friday as well. So we continue to see mild temperatures even as we head here into the third full week of October. So not seeing any signs of winter weather yet. We know it's coming, but at least for the next, looks like 7 to 10 days, we're going to be in pretty good shape there. Something to enjoy the rest of October weather before we hit November and December, and we know those colder temperatures are